Hello, this is Taylor Hogue with response video number 8. The two pieces I have selected for this week are by Linda Louise Rigsby, and they're titled Never Say Never and First Time for Love. Now, Never Say Never is a Western romance about a young girl named Natalie traveling down south to meet her future husband, who she got engaged to during a correspondence of letters. When she gets there, she finds that he is not remotely the man she thought he was, and she is offered a job by a man she believes is a Yankee. It turns out later on he was working for the Union Army, but at the first she rejected him due to her own traumatic background in dealing with the Yankees, who caused the death of her entire family. Eventually, though, she swallows her pride and eventually ends up working for him after rejecting Mr. Tatum due to his callous and cold-hearted treatment of her upon barely meeting her the first day. Now, I thought the beginning and the middle of this story was very well written and in-depth. I thought it had great structure. It established our characters very well. It was sadly the resolution and falling action that I think they didn't build upon enough. It seems like they tried to. It seems like she could have done a little bit more for her ending and resolution. She could have gone more in depth with how their life turned out afterwards. I mean, it describes bits and pieces of their life, but I just feel like it would have worked better if she had focused a little bit more on the ending and a bit less on just the beginning and her way there. Even though I wouldn't change that either. I would just work a little bit more on the ending is all. If she just gone a bit more in depth with how their lives turned out afterwards and how their lives turned out afterwards, I think it would have done much better. But still, the character development was good. Aside from maybe Natalie, I think that they could have showed a character development. Actually, the character development was good. It's just they could have showed how Natalie changed a bit more at the ending. I think, anyway. As for the second story, First Time for Love, I thought it had a strong beginning, middle, and ending, unlike the first story. But the thing was, they didn't really build much upon the main protagonist's storyline, Rhonda, a widowed woman who had recently lost her husband and was now looking for a man with the money to support her and give her a comfortable life. Later on, she starts to spend more and more time with her friend and gardener, Jim Reynolds. Eventually, she starts to fall for him and he for her, but she's still dating this kind old elder man named Marcus, who she has a great deal of respect for. But by the end of it, she realizes she can't go through with marrying for money, and Marcus kindly lets her go. And she and Jim eventually marry and spend the rest of their lives together. Now, the only thing I would really say the story was lacking a bit is in character background. I mean, they tell us a little bit about Rhonda's life, but there's no sign of her 3 children, really, and you would think at this point, if their dad's gone, that they would be a little bit more involved in the story. It would have been nice to have seen Jim interact with her family and kind of see his character a bit more rather than just describing it. All in all, the stories are very good. I just feel like they could have done a bit better if they had just tweaked at certain angles of each. Anyways, that's all I have for my 2 stories, and that's all the time I have. I hope you enjoyed this response video. Thank you.